Good, good to see you all, my friends. Hope you're well.
Yes, living the dream with the Bengal Tigers.
So it was absolutely fantastic meeting you guys about a month ago, as we all know.
I'm sure it was.
We had such a fuck not again. A fucking Tigers back.
Guess what?
Fucking
Rob,
hell. Two of you.
Rob, Rob's always fucking around, isn't
Hey.
he?
All right, so we're going to start this interview. I'm sure he'll join us soon when he comes online. But guys, I'm going to ask you some warm-up questions first. Thanks for doing this interview. We're talking to Bengal Tigers from Australia, Melbourne. We all met at Headbangers Open Air about a month ago. So I'm going to ask you first, Gordon. As a singer, who inspired you growing up? Who's your influences?
Ah,
Tom Jones.
Noddy Holder.
Right.
Tom Jones.
I was a big Slade fan when I got into rock, heavy rock. Yeah, Tom Jones. I'm still a bit. Well, it was my old man's favorite singer, so I got to listen to that no matter whether I wanted to listen to it or not. But um, but I'm still a fan of Tom.
Right.
That was when I was young, and I obviously Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin. Backman Turner Overdrive, believe it or not. We used to call them Backman Turner Overweight, though. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
Well,
So what about you?
sometimes known as the Bengal Titans.
Or the Bengal Lancers, if you live in India.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So what about
Yeah. Just
you?
one thing is, yeah, that's Rob.
Well,
Yeah, Rob, what
who,
about
who,
your
who were
influences?
Gordon's favourite singers from when he was growing up?
What about you as a bass
Patsy
player?
Bisco, he would know that. Bass player.
Yeah.
Who do I admire? Bass players. Funnily enough, I've thought back what inspired me for bass.
Oh no,
You
here
know,
comes the long answer.
much as I was an Iron Maiden fan, I never liked Steve Harris's sound. It was too twangy strings hitting the neck sort of sound. I thought, I like it, but he's a great player. But I still to this day admire the stuff that, funnily enough, that Slade were doing and bands like The Sweet, Runaways, the stuff that I was growing up as a young teenager listening to. And in high, just that's what I still like. And I started to focus more on what I liked about the songs and what are they doing in the bass right through to who's writing. Someone says, play us a song on the bass. Sure, you're going to know what this is. Doo, 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 doo. But if you can do a memorable lick like Gene Simmons would write, Sure Know Something, you'll know it. Yeah, there's something I can play on the bass. Thin Lizzy, you got your cowboy song and stuff like that, just memorable riffs that make the song. I thought I'm really looking to the movement, the progressions underneath, the walking bass lines. And having said all that, when I went through my
Let him
80s,
say this.
80s hair metal style of stuff, I found the bass mixes were nowhere near as good, but I was only listening to guitar. And when I've had to learn some of those songs in cover bands over the years, I go, I had no idea what you could play anything. No one can even tell what the bass is doing in most of that. That's
Right.
you. Why are
Okay.
you
What
ringing me, Gordon?
It can't
what
be possible.
what about you,
You
Rob?
joined the video call. Huh?
Yeah. What about you,
Me?
Rob? Yeah. Sorry.
That is
Just
me.
Justin.
Tristan.
Sorry, Justin. What about you, Justin? What's your influences growing up as a drummer?
Well, I mean, Robbie touched on it then, the Sweet, so definitely Mick Tucker. Uh, and from there, Clive Burr from Iron Maiden was huge. And Neil Peart from Rush. So they're probably the three biggest, I'd
Right.
say. Yeah.
Okay. So what bands were you all in before joining Bengal Tigers? Obviously, Gordon, you formed the band. So what about you guys? What bands were you in before you got with Bengal
Rockies.
Tigers?
You go first, Justin.
I was going to say
You-
ladies before gentlemen.
Uh,
Oh.
beauty before age, and I'm older than you. No, well, I can tell you. So I started off in my first band was called Bitchin. It was my first gig band back in the mid to late 80s. And that morphed through to a band, or several bands. I'll just try and everyone's in and out of a ton of them. But at one point, about 5, 6 years ago, I was in 9 bands at the same time, purely because
Wow.
I could. So I've had a few tribute bands. I've had a Dokken tribute band, a Judas Priest tribute band.
Goodbye, mate.
Yeah, 2 Deep Purple tributes, and a tribute to the Rock of Ages screen show, theatre, come movie, with all the dancing girls and stuff like that, through to other original projects. I was in a band called Valhalla through the 90s, which recorded 3 albums. Kiss the Viper in the 20 teens, whatever you call them. I did 2 albums with the boys from Kiss the Viper. Some old mates around the early turn of the century. I had a band called Dark Horse, did an album.
You're a fucking slut.
I am a slut. The
He's
bass player.
very loose with his G-string, old Robbie.
It is. So that and just numerous cover bands that you end up in, Riffin' Time, Hot Stuff, all different ones. That's just me having fun with your mates, getting to play gigs. You think, well, you can do a lot of original stuff anywhere in the world and struggle for work purely because it's not what everybody wants to come and participate in. But cover bands, they'll all want to come and hear their favourite songs. So there's work doing it. And I do love to play. I love to be on stage. So cover bands, tributes, all that sort of thing is another way to get on stage, as long as you can balance it with some credibility and do your original music on the way through. If someone says, oh, you're doing covers, you say, well, would you like to buy one of my albums? So there's a long history of stuff. Never stopped playing and always been in at least 2 bands at once, if not more. I've got a blues rock band that I write and record with currently as well, which doesn't do much, but it's the second project at the moment. Totally different to Bengals and lots of fun still.
Right then, Gordon, what about you before forming Bengal Tigers? What band was you in prior to?
I was only in, well, I was in a couple of things, but I don't recall many of them. But it started in, we started as a band called King Rat. And the bass player and I, and the original guitarist from Bengals, where he was in it for 5 minutes on the first album or the first EP, and he and the bass player Steve Tyler and I, we met at with schoolmates, and so I haven't slutted myself around like Rob. My arsehole's still tight. So yeah, I basically. I've done a couple of cover things just for a bit of fun with friends over the years. In between Bengals, retired from playing for 10 years or 8 years or whatever it was. But basically I've been with the same people. Well, with the same guy to start with in King Rat, Steve Tyler, the guy that's passed, passed to the other side to the land where the bass players go. With Rob, it'll be a brothel probably.
What's that?
I've been.
Yuri.
Oh, there's Yuri.
Oh, Yuri.
Hey, you didn't have to get dressed up for the interview, mate.
Get out, mate.
Oh, God.
So yeah,
I've been listening to cameras. The messages tell me videos can't connect, and it's saying go to settings and select another video camera. My computer only has one video camera.
we got there. We got there in the end, Yuri. Don't worry about it. We're here. We're all here now.
Yeah, but you're sort of moving frame in every second frame. You look like a Thunderbird, Yuri, like brains. Hello,
probably improves my.
So we was talking about like musicians, like I say, the bands that you were in, Gordon, before we talk to Justin, then we'll talk to Yuri about it.
So what other bands were you in, Yuri, before Bengals or during?
Well, during Bengals, of course, British Steel, along with another famous long-haired, blonde, beautiful bass player. And prior to Bengals and in between, before Bengals, Axe Attack, which was my original band. And in between Bengals, during a long break, I was playing bass at church every week in my born-again Christian days, which are now behind me.
Okay, so you've turned into a Satanist.
Well, he has murdered a few solos.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I can't argue with that.
I'm joking, man. So,
Murdered a
what?
few pints.
So, Justin, what about you? What band was you in before Bengal Tigers?
Before Bengals, there was a slew of cover bands and different those different part-time projects. The first one was a band called Rare Breed,
Right.
which was some mutual guys that were all friends with the other guys in the Bengals.
Right.
There was a band around 94, 95 called Circle Sun,
Right.
which were going great guns, but then we had that untimely divorce between band members. And then just a lot of writing projects that never really saw the light of day. But I don't know. I like to think it just sort of helped hone the craft, and I could live in a studio personally. That's one of my favourite spaces. So, and it wasn't until Yuri gave me the call when Mick had decided that he'd had enough of Bengaling, here we are, 3 years later.
Wow. So, Gordon, the first EP came in 1982, Metal Fetish. What
Yeah.
month? What month did it come out?
Here's one we prepared earlier.
Because I've got it here, but you probably can't see it.
It was the 30th of March at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right, so I'd have been 11 and a half years old when I bought that record. 11 and a
Wow.
half, and I've still got the fucking thing here. If you can see it.
What's yours?
I've still got
Which
it.
one's yours?
The
You've got
original Heavy Metal Records, the English one.
yeah, I've got the original copy here. Oh no, this is the mushroom version.
Nah, this is the real one, man. You can have it for $600.
It's better with the big logo, I must say.
Yeah, that's a better. There's a German pressing as well, which is pretty good.
Yeah, so I've had that since
When
I was
we- 11
and a half years old, and I still own it.
Wow.
And I'm
Wow.
56 nearly now. Holy shit.
Yeah. God, that's lucky. Yeah, lucky I look a bit like my dad, who was playing in that original band.
That is a really good EP. That is a really, really good EP. I mean, you are influenced by such bands like Judas Priest, you can hear it, a little bit of Saxon, obviously AC/DC. There's also another band that remind me of a Dutch band called Pitcher.
Okay. I don't know though. I don't know that band.
A little bit,
No.
yeah. I mean, you guys are like doing really well. I mean, that EP was a really good EP. I mean, you didn't do much after that, did you? I mean, things kind of went quiet for a bit.
Well, there's a story behind that.
Yeah.
What could have been?
We did. Well, I mean, we toured that album in Australia,
Right.
Quite extensively up and down the coast, which was, we went from, playing a few gigs in Melbourne because, well, we were playing regularly in Melbourne to playing all over Australia. So, what did we follow up with that? We had a breakup in the middle of it as well. Barney found when guitarists are strange people at the best of times, and he had a bit of a breakdown,
Right.
which is how we met Yuri. So we were working on our new album when I think I'm not sure what happened. Yuri, did our manager promise us the world and delivered nothing? I think something.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's.
At the time I joined, we were. He said we were going to America in a few months, and we were getting signed with Heavy Metal Worldwide, and we were going to do our first international recording in Holland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everything fell through without explanation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Was there an element of Barney couldn't tour because he had family commitments?
No, not at all. He just, I don't know.
It's weird the stories you hear on the grapevine.
He's a strange man.
Okay.
He's a very strange man at the best of times.
But didn't Mushroom say, well, we've done what we can in Australia. What do we do with you now?
Well, they didn't know
And
what
the
to do
next
with us
step
in the
was-
first place.
Send them overseas, I guess.
Yeah. Well, with they in the Mid-Em festival in the US, Mushroom had a stand over there. They're flogging Kylie Minogue and whatever, and that they had more interest in us than anybody else. So I think they sort of they snapped us up for that reason, but really didn't know what to do with us. So we were sort of ahead of our time in Australia, though it was all happening. We were sort of the leaders of it. But yeah, and it was changing so quickly because thrash was coming up behind it, and we were sort of a a priesty kind of Saxony kind of AC/DC kind of band.
Hitcher.
Did you see that review? Just to change the subject for a second, we had the Cry Havoc album reviewed, and someone described me as Biff's snotty nose younger brother. I think was the
Yeah, you mentioned that when we met in
Yeah.
Headbangers Open Air.
Yeah, I tell everybody.
I told Biff what you said. No, I didn't
Did you?
really. I didn't. No, I didn't really.
Please do.
The burning question, though,
Probably gonna
who's
watch
older,
this.
Biff or Gordon?
Biff's older than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
See, in his 70s.
No, he's
75.
90.
He's probably going to watch this anyway.
Yeah. How old?
Great singer.
Oh, we love Biff. Biff, what you need is Bengals as a support band for your band. We're big Saxon fans. Rob knows all the albums.
Yep.
Rob.
Yep, all of them.
So, I mean, getting back to the band, I mean, you did like a couple of EPs, I mean, like 95, 97. Then you did a full-length album, In Blood, in 1998. What was that like as a comeback album?
It was like that.
Yeah. That's the one. What is it with you guys doing fetish covers? All these bondage women? Come on, you all bondage freaks.
That was all Barney, all that sort of stuff. Like this. You probably don't have this one. This is the In One Ear.
All right, okay.
Pain Clinic In One Ear. Oh, you can't see it? Oh,
yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
There. And look,
bondage again.
More fucking bondage.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Barney shit.
As if kangaroos are enough for you guys. Come on.
Yeah. Well, you may have noticed that the bondage theme has fallen by the wayside.
Right, okay.
Except of course for the Chains and Fetters re-release that I've done, which is a compilation, which was harking back to that kind of style, but it's not as quite bondagey as that.
No. Cyber bondage.
Yeah, cyber bondage, and with me on the back just to make it fucking good.
So this comeback album, like I say,
if I do say so.
Yeah.
What was it like as a comeback?
Which one?
By the time we released that album, we didn't have a record company behind us. We did a whole lot of stuff on that we've been playing for the last 15 years. So that was never recorded. So that it's a bit of a mixture of stuff. There's probably only 5 or 6 new songs on it, and the rest of them have been older Bengal songs over the years. And we went out and played it, but we didn't have a whole lot of interest. I think it sold better overseas than it did in Australia. At that time, Barney was doing all the marketing and doing all that sort of stuff. So I really don't know the results or how many sold. I don't know a lot about.
But he is retired and he lives in a big mansion.
Yeah. So it's all a bit of a mystery to me. What with Pain Clinic and In the Blood, because there's both. I think we did Pain Clinic's got the original members on. Oops, sorry, Rob. And In the Blood's got new members. We had 2 guitars on In the Blood.
Yeah.
So we're doing a sort of priesty thing with the 2 dueling guitars. Is that enough?
Right then, so we'll talk about Cry Havoc. Why the title, guys? And did you have any other titles for this album? Great album, by the way. Thanks for giving me a copy of that. Really enjoyed listening to it.
Glad you liked it. We have questions for you about that. So while we're talking about it, we'll just put it in shot.
Yeah,
so
there's
the latest album.
Yeah.
Now you can actually, it's got some old stuff, it's got some new stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole thing really came together because Justin joined the band.
Right.
And I think if he doesn't mind me putting him in the limelight, I'm sure not. Justin's a doer, a go-getter, and we've all got potential to do so much, but he put deadlines on stuff and drove impetus and said, let's not go in the studio when we're ready, let's book the studio and make ourselves ready, which we all did, we're able to.
He's a fucking pain in the ass.
But he got shit happening. So we had to come up with an album
in a nice way.
And suddenly we had enough songs. We had some old stuff, which was real easy to say that's never been recorded. These are still great songs.
Yeah.
Let's record those.
We picked some low hanging fruit that we had and said, well, we've got these 4 songs and we'll do this cover and we'll work that. We're working that up, and we were doing our own version of it, which is obviously, you know what, the Joan Baez, famous Joan Baez song.
For that, because we went to Europe in 2024, and that was, according to our semi-manager Dave Balfour, that was our cashing in on being a legacy band. And we sort of said, if you want to come back again, you'd want to have something new. You've just cashed in on that. The ones that always want to see you once they just saw you at the Keep It True festival, for example. So it was a big thing for us to say, yeah, we really need to. And for myself and Justin, and well, Yuri's only got one recording previously with you, I think. It was, you gain more ownership in the band itself. You can be in it for 30 years or whatever Yuri's been in it, me pushing 10. Once you've actually written stuff, co-written stuff and recorded it, and it exists as an item, you feel more ownership in what you're doing. You revel in the history of the band. But that just gave us the impetus. Let's get a new album out, fresh stuff, a reason to be relevant in this day and age. But we've still, everybody says you still sound like it's an old school band, which is great because we are.
Yeah,
that's what we were trying to do. We sound like us and just wrote and recorded.
So the album title, Cry Havoc, who came up with the title? And
that was the question.
It's a song title.
Yeah, it's a Justin story. Go on, mate.
Right.
Yeah, no, because after, I mean, we had a fucking ball plan, Keep It True, and being over in Europe in 2024. And I was hugely inspired afterwards, and I had a bit of time on my hands. So I just started writing songs and then was bombarding Gordon with lyrics. And then in a moment of retaliation, because he was trying to have a nice little break with Cassie after the tour, all of a sudden he sent through 4 or 5 sets of lyrics himself. And one of them was the title was Cry Havoc, and that name stuck with me. And there was, and also Heartbreak in Belgium was another set of lyrics that Gordon sent through. But with the Cry Havoc, once we got back, a guy who was affiliated with the band, but I won't mention a name, was having problems with a bit of depression and anxiety, and I just jumped out. He sent us a message, and I read that first thing in the morning and just jumped up, and I had just lyrics and melodies coming into my head. But then when it got to the chorus, the one line that just summed it all up was just fucking cry havoc. When it gets to that point, reach out and just to the metal brotherhood. And turn to music, turn to your friends, and just cry havoc. So I just got in touch with G and said, mate, do you mind if I steal a line from those lyrics you wrote, because it's just going to work perfectly with this. And then the song came together well, and that was it.
Wow.
And so it was the pick of what we had, good name. So we said, well, that's the title track, and worth doing a video for.
Yeah, we tossed a few different titles around, but we figured that was the strongest one. I think the vote went for that.
It was Tear You to Shreds at one point.
Yeah, it was Fucking Machine.
So I'm going to ask you now, all of you individually, what's your favourite songs from the new album, Cry Havoc?
I reckon Cry Havoc is the strongest one to listen. If you're trying to have someone who hasn't heard the band and said, well, show us one of your songs, that's an easy one, I think, to put in front, because you can find something in it. It's not, it's a bit not my style. It's just a great heavy rock song. You don't have to know that it's focusing on mental health at all. It can be just rage and go out and have fun and enjoy your music and get involved in your metal brotherhood, as we say. That's the easiest one to put in. I like a personal affinity to Heartbreak in Belgium, because apparently I'm a bit of inspiration for some of the lyrics in it. So that's my sort of, I think it's about me. Right. And it's not a bad one to have. It is. It's about me. So,
you
that's
heartbreaker.
Exactly. But it is hard. It's like pick your favourite child, isn't it? Oh no, it's easy. The second one is good.
For me, Under the Tower is I think what was and because it was one of the first ones. We recorded for the 4 Easy songs, and then we went back and we finished the rest of the songs, and then recorded the rest of them. So they wasn't all recorded at the same time, at the same place, but not the same time.
Right.
So, and Under the Tower really. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to go down as well live as we'd like it to, and we can pull it off pretty well live, but we don't play it
was
much
a
live.
great creative experience
Yes.
recording it,
Yep.
because it did morph from an embryo into a finished song throughout. There's a lot of ideas. Let's try that. Go back and do this one
The
again.
Gregorian chants we did live. We didn't sample anything.
Yeah, so there's a lot of our own vocals. Just for me, who doesn't sing much or well, to be able to get in on any of the vocals and say that sounds so good now that I've joined in, there's merit to that. But also, again, Justin, the Taskmaster, was pushing Yuri for I'm not feeling the solo, and he recorded a solo. They said, no, I'm not really happy with it either. And he came back. Like you said at one point, you actually had tears in your eyes listening to it at home. It was just emotional. Go, that takes you on a journey, which is exactly.
No, I was snapping one off, actually. It was
watching it onto the record player, watching it go round.
It was very painful.
So there's different things you get out of the process, why they mean stuff. So I'm sure Justin and Yuri would have their own takes.
No, but it wasn't that song that did. It was Taken by Force.
Taken by Force. It brought tears to your eyes.
I was listening to Taken by Force and Yuri's solo in the gym, and he brought tears to my eyes. I'm not sure whether it's because one of my bollocks got trapped in the belt, or it was the actual music.
Was it a Sparrow's tear?
No, you have to talk to Rob about Sparrow's tears.
Right, then, so, Yuri, do you want to go next? What's your favourite songs from the current album?
Yeah, I absolutely love the whole album. If I had to say favourite, I think I've got two. One is Penetrator, which I must admit I'm a little bit biased because I wrote it. And the other one is Taken by Force, which was historically that's been my improv song. So the solo was always just improvised, and I'd go off on long-winded solos and
focuses to the sky, man.
And a little bit self-indulgent, but that's I love playing lead, so that was my improv song. But for the album, I had to compose a solo, and believe it or not, I composed the solo the day before we recorded, and it turned out just awesome, I think. So so that song's a real favorite of mine. And I also want to point out that just like In the Blood, Cry Havoc also has two guitars, but the great thing is they're both me.
Awesome. So Justin, what's your favourites off the current album?
Fuck. I don't know. I think just everything the guys have said, it's like yes, because definitely Taken by Force, really came up a treat, and there was a lot of discussion before it was recorded, just to make sure that it took us on a journey, and Yuri definitely crafted that midsection beautifully. So that was definitely a high point, and I love Cry Havoc for the message, but I think I'd have to say Under the Tower as well, because that was walking through Prague, taking in all of the beauty of Prague, stoned on mushroom gummies, and then just sitting in a cafe beneath Charles Bridge, and just basically taking myself back centuries and trying to imagine what it was like. And then when we got in the studio, there was, all of the ideas started coming up for the Gregorian chant, and different ideas for the intro and everything.
And let's layer an acoustic guitar here, and then we'll do another one there, and then let's have that in the background, and see how they take that out, do that. That was that whole really good creative thing. So everybody had this now, try that.
Exactly. It just everybody chimed in, and it felt like a real group song. So it was great. And I think some of our biggest buzz moments in the studio were sort of around all of that as well.
Wow.
So
So that album kind of reminds me a little bit of Judas Priest's Point of Entry when I listen to it. It's kind of got that Judas Priest vibe. Point of Entry
Yeah,
album, which I think is a really cool
yeah,
album.
yeah. It is, and it was a bit strange. It was something different, wasn't it? Point of Entry for them.
Yeah, yeah. Same with
Oh,
you
I,
guys. It's
I
a
quite
really,
like
really good
that album
album.
Not for
too.
Robert, wasn't. He's
No,
been
I
using the
will. I
same
will.
point of entry for a while.
I will say though that there's all the other songs on the album where I've had love affairs with most of them over the last 12 months. Has it been 12 months? It has,
Yeah.
hasn't it? Riding the Storm, Heartbreak in Belgium have been, they've all come in and out of my favorites. But I think the thing I like about the whole album, it is an album. It is an album that you can listen to from start to finish. It's got differences in it. It's a journey, like Justin said. So it takes you somewhere and brings you back again. And, you know, it's like a classic 70s kind of vibe, I reckon. Like you can listen to the whole album. I mean, so many things you listen to and you think, oh God, that track one's great and I hate everything else. And then I'll have track three on side two.
Which brings us to our next question. What's your favourite song, Bergs?
Oh God, obviously Cry Havoc. I also like Riding on the Storm's a good song.
Oh, good.
It's really, like I say, it's a really Judas Priest influenced album, and I really like the way that the way it's done. It just takes me back to the early Judas Priest, like British Steel,
Oh,
Point of Entry era. It's good shit,
okay.
man. And you guys were rocking at Headbangers Open Air, by the way. You guys were like
That's
jumping around like
Let's talk
fucking.
about that for a bit because that's something we do pride ourselves on.
We
It's
love, we're a live band.
we can't help but get into it. That's why we love what we're doing. And as not speaking for Gordon there, but for me and Yuri, as overweight and old as we are, put a guitar on a stage and a crowd out there, and we're 20 years old again, and just want to be as active and sell it, enjoy it. It's laughing at each other for stuff. If you nearly trip over something, it's having fun as it's meant to be. No one's getting rich out of it. So if you're not having fun, don't do it. We have a lot of fun when we're playing, before, during, and after. It's a good unit of fellas to hang out with and share the journey with. And we're so privileged to be able to do it as we've got into our older years and probably doing some of the best things we've ever done in our life now. So
I mean, you did like a couple of dates in Europe, didn't you, last month? It wasn't just Headbangers Open Air. You did like a
yeah,
little
we
mini
started
tour.
Yeah.
with two shows in Osaka in Japan, then one in Tokyo, then went over to Netherlands, then through to Belgium, then
Oh, I
into
wonder
Czech
why.
Republic. Yeah, then out to the Czech Republic, and then
Yeah.
finished up at Headbangers
We had
Open
another
Air.
heartbreak while we were there.
Yeah, breaking open those 6 months. What?
We played with a couple of the other bands that were playing at Headbangers too, weren't we? A couple of the
Yes,
older American bands.
we did.
Well,
Yeah.
when I say older, as long as we've been. Fortunately, I've been cryogenically frozen for the last 20 years, so that's why they all look older than me.
So
Wow.
yeah, and for us is if you even ever feel a bit jaded, say you can't. Gordon's way older than I am, and he still jumps around like he did 30, 40, 50 years ago.
60, 70, come on.
Yeah.
So you
So
get
it's great. So as long as Gordon can do that, that's the main. Everyone is judging you on your front man. You sing. Can he sing? Fucking oath he can sing. Is he selling it? My word, he's selling it fucking better than most people do. So we're just coming along for the ride. It's the job's already, the task is underway, and he's carrying us through with it. You just do as I do. So
wow.
very easy to add to that and have
No,
what
these
we like to
guys,
say
these
is
guys are
go.
great. These guys are great. They are. Rob moves around, and so does Yuri. They both perfect foils for each other and me. So us Targaryens, of course, we do our hair together and stuff.
That's right. And we're
So,
lucky that
When he's
we've still
out
got it.
tending the dragons. Rob has the dragons, by the way. I'm married to.
all right.
So
So I
you're
want
just
to.
dragging your ass around.
So, guys, I want to thank you for doing this interview. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys again. So, do you have anything to say to the people watching this on YouTube before we finish?
Yes, absolutely. If you don't have a copy of that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or even that,
What's
cassette,
that?
we've got tons of merch. You can check us out on our Bengal Tigers dot square dot or something like that. It isn't it? Website, all the merch is tons of t-shirts, singlets, long sleeves, posters, stickers, badges. It's all on there, and every cent that you can put our way enables us to come back over to Europe and other parts of the world and keep rocking the hard way.
Right. Anybody else have anything to say before we finish?
Bloody thank you, Berger, as well. But
Yeah. Thanks, Burgers.
Yeah.
It was a treat meeting yourself, matey. Another total nutter metal music fan, and we're working on new material. The next album might even sound like the 80s.
Good. Well, guys, I want to thank you all for doing this interview. Have a great day, great evening. Say hello to everybody for me back in Oz, and I'll speak to you all soon and keep in touch.
No worries.
Cheers, you pommy. Cheers, Skippy. Cheers, Skippy, from your pommy bastard. Burgers. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers,
Take care.
Bye.
Good on you.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thank you.